Hey guys, it's Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we are building another beach house and I'm on a 30 by 20 lot in Sulani. And the house itself is actually pretty small. It ended up being a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom house. And so yeah, it's pretty small, but as you guys can see, I have a lot of tiles kind of that are empty and open, but it's not really, it's part of the house, but it's also part of the exterior, if that makes sense. So I used up a lot of tiles on that area, which I'm going to turn into a driveway. But as usual, this build was inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest. So I'll go on and put that picture up on the screen where you guys can kind of see what I was going for. I tried to kind of recreate it. I did add this little area to the right of the build because the more I built and the longer I looked at it, I felt like it just looked really, really boxy. And I know that's kind of normal for a modern build, but I still felt like it kind of looked weird, so I decided to add just a little tiny area to the side of the build. And later on, after I stopped recording, I also add a roof to this build because I started off wanting to, like I said, recreate the inspiration photo. And so I wasn't going to use a roof, but I just couldn't look at it without a roof. So the thumbnail picture you guys should have seen has a roof on it, but I do that after I got done recording. But yeah, this is our little driveway area that I mentioned before, and that wasn't in the inspiration photo, but I thought it would be cool. But because I'm on a waterfront lot, I'm building on a little bit of a foundation, so I needed something to make it look like you could actually drive up into this space. And at first I tried to use a roof, but I didn't realize that it actually places the roof up a little bit high too on these lots. So that didn't work out because it was kind of floating up above the sand. So I ended up using this object from Spa Day, which is the Stony Goodness slab, I think is what it's called. So I used it and kind of layered it on the ground right in front of where I wanted the driveway to be. And then I used the tool mod to rotate it to where it's kind of at a little bit of a slope and it looks like you could just drive right up it. And I used that same object also to do this little accent that you can kind of see on the screen right now. So on the inspiration photo, there was this kind of white wall type thing, but it wasn't really a wall because it didn't go all the way to the bottom. So I wanted to recreate that accent, even though in the end I felt like it looked a little bit weird, but I used the same item and pretty much the same method to make that little accent wall that you guys can kind of see right now. And I don't know, I felt like the front of this build looked really weird in the end, so the thumbnail you guys are actually seeing is from the back of the house. For some reason, I just felt like the back of the house looked a lot better than the front. I wasn't happy with any of the screenshots that I took from the front of the house, so I ended up liking the one that I took from the back more. And also the lighting was a lot better back there, so I thought it looked a lot better from the back. But I'm working on the landscaping right now, and at first I wanted to do a really modern kind of landscaping, but I don't really know how to do that. I don't do a lot of modern landscaping. Usually if I try to, it's just really minimal and kind of bare. So I started off trying to do this simple like seagrass type thing, and I felt like it looked really modern because there wasn't a lot of plants with it and stuff like that. But the object was from the debug menu from the Island Living pack, of course, and I just felt like it didn't really look realistic. It just, I don't know if it was the texture of it or what, but it kind of looked weird. So I ended up deleting all of that and just going back to kind of a normal landscaping for me. I just used some Island Living objects along with some base game flowers and plants and stuff like that as well. And then I used these rocks from the debug menu to kind of separate the sand area from the water area, but I actually placed those on the second floor so that it wouldn't mess up with any functionality or anything like that. So that's why you can't see them sometimes, but also I added these windows. So I do have one normal window in this build, but then I added these other ones. You guys can see them right now. And the way I do that is I just use the glass floor tile that came with the Island Living pack. I use the tool mod to rotate it to where it's standing upright, and then I just move it with the move objects cheat to where I want it to be and kind of like layer it like that. So I didn't size these down, so there are 2 tiles, and so I just deleted a 2 tile section of the wall, and then I'm able to place those windows is what I'll call them, even though that's not really what it is, but I'm able to place them at that point. And then I like to put a fence underneath them because I've deleted the wall, and so your Sims will actually walk through the window if you don't have something that's stopping them. So if you don't have a fence, obviously there's not a wall. I guess you could add a half wall as well, but I just decided to use that base game fence that's really like small and kind of you don't really notice it, and I used the white one so that it kind of blended in with everything. But we're on to the interior of the house now, and so this big area is the kitchen, as you guys can see, and I decorated this house in a very modern style just to match the exterior. So yeah, this was the kitchen, and I was kind of proud of the way it turned out. I really struggle building like modern kitchens, and so I was kind of happy with that. Of course, I had a little bit of Pinterest inspiration to help me out. And then this area is the bedroom. So originally I was going to put a closet in there, but I felt like it looked weird, so I decided just to delete it. And I just used one of the regular like wardrobes instead of placing like an actual closet there. So this is the one bedroom. There's no other bedroom in this house. As you guys can probably see, it's really small. But yeah, for the bed, I just decided to use this really simple bed that came with the Island Living Pack, and it's just completely solid white, and I thought that matched the like rest of the build. So I actually used the tool mod to kind of push it into the ground because I wanted it to have a really clean look and kind of be like a lower level bed, if that makes sense, like almost like the mattress is on the floor. But it actually wasn't functional like that, so I had to change it back when I was playtesting, which is really disappointing. So if you guys know any tricks or tips to help me lower a bed with it still being functional, please let me know because I really love the style of that. So I did have to change it back, but that's pretty much it for this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can let me know what you think down below in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys. And thank you so much for watching this speed build. I hope you all are doing really, really well, and we will talk in the next video. Bye!